Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. The Atlanta Braves took 2 out of 3 against the Los Angeles Angels, but as this entire season has gone, any kind of good news, you win 5 out of 7 games on the road. I don't care if you're playing under 500 teams. That's a very, very good, especially out west, a very, very good road trip. But then it's highlighted by injuries. Jorge Soler, we don't know when he's going to come back. Hopefully it's this week against the Phillies. But the big one is Austin Riley going down. And he's by far, it's not even with question, with Ronald Acuna out, he is by far the most important player on the Braves team, the best player on the Braves team, the most irreplaceable player, however you want to describe it, he is. He takes one off the wrist, 97 miles per hour. The writing's on the wall. Tests come back inconclusive, but if they didn't come back clean, something's up. We know it's swollen. It just seems like a situation where he's going to be out for a while, and we don't quite yet have the report, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be back. At this point, if there was a straw that could break the camel's back, this certainly feels like it. I know they're 2 games up. They're playing a little better. They get Lopez back. They do have great pitching. But this is just like, this is the one that's like the stab in the heart, it feels like.
Yeah, because, you could literally go through every single position on the Braves roster, pitching staff or lineup, regardless, and pick, Matt Olson goes down. Well, we could probably survive with Ozuna at first base. Second base, same thing. Shortstop, same thing. The entire outfield, the entire pitching staff. Literally, Chris Sale goes down. It's like, yeah, that sucks a lot, but it doesn't take the wind completely out of yourselves. Austin Riley is completely different. We don't have somebody to go and play. Like, we're going to trot out Luke Williams. And that's maybe best case scenario is that, like, Austin Riley returns for October. That would be, I guess, best case scenario. So for, I would say the entirety of the regular season, we're going to be struggling to find a guy at third base. So it is the worst possible person to get hurt. And it's not even close. Catcher, first base, every single position is higher than third base.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be trotting out Luke Williams for the foreseeable future, whether they find someone on the waiver wire. I really don't even know. I can't even go into like external candidates because they'd have to get creative, and whatever they find, there's a reason why that guy's on the waiver wire. It said this late in the season. Yeah. If you were any damn good, you would be on a roster somewhere on a competitive team. So, and then just beyond that, like, he's the heart and soul of the team. Like at least the remainder of this team with Ronald Acuna out and Ozzie Albies out, he's the most consistent presence. He had been the most consistent presence for the last 3 years, but especially over the last few months, he's been the hottest hitter on the team. I mean, every single thing about Austin Riley, he is right now currently the most valuable player on the Atlanta Braves. No disrespect to Ozuna. It is Austin Riley 100%. Because of positional value, who he is, the leader. Just guys look up to Austin Riley because of what the consistency he's brought day in and day out, playing 162 games pretty much every single damn season and going out there and putting up close to a 900 OPS, and then add into the fact that he's the hottest player on the team. And you're like, I've never seen a team this plagued by injuries. And we say it every, week, it seems like, and then another big injury comes up that I said it on Twitter. I will give anyone $100. I'll give anyone $500 if they can find a team in the history of Major League Baseball that has lost the kind of injuries that the Braves have. I mean, Chris,
there's a 1908 Red Sox team that lost.
But I mean, seriously, like Ronald Acuna ran away with the MVP, historic year last year. You lose him. The front runner for the NL Cy Young coming into the series, you lose him for the season very, very early. Every single pitcher, it seems like, has dealt with something except for Chris Sale. AJ Minter's out for the season. Like Rafael Iglesias and Marcell Ozuna and Chris Sale are about the only players, and they're having unbelievable seasons that have stayed healthy. But I mean, it's 2 months for this guy, 2 months for that guy, out for the season for this guy, out for the season, broken wrist, broken ankle, dead. Like it's just, I'm like, I've never seen anything like it. And I don't know what we did to deserve this. I don't know if it's just the success that the Braves have had, that they just had to have a season where it's like, we're going to put you through all the pain. I don't know how they recover from this. I don't know how they make the playoffs without Austin Riley.
And yeah, that's all fair. And what's worse is everything is going against the Braves in the injury department. And it feels like, and I saw somebody, and I think it may have been you who quoted it, that it was good to see somebody put actual metric out there that the Braves have been incredibly unlucky, because you could just see it if you watched most of the games this season, where it's like, damn, everything is going against the Braves. Even when we're out there doing, the lineup finally wakes up, something happens against the pitching staff where it's like, how did they hit that ball? That was so lucky, or so unlucky, and it just feels like that kind of season where it's like, Can we just pack it up and go home and play? Can the start of next season already happen where we're refreshed, we're healthy? Because again, like you said, if Austin Riley is like we can speculate all we want that he's probably going to miss at least most of the rest of the regular season. How does this team continue to pull its bootstraps up and pull themselves up by their boots and get back into the postseason? Like it's going to be one of those seasons that pretty much no matter how it ends, you can kind of just chalk it up to like, and it sucks because we're not wasting. This isn't wasting. Last year we wasted. This year, Chris Sale's having maybe the best season of his entire career, in a Hall of Fame career at that. Ozuna and Sale are threats to win the Triple Crown. Never happened before where teammates have won the Triple Crown in the same season. And Austin Riley's putting together another MVP caliber season. It just sucks. It just sucks because individual accolades are going to be what this season probably is remembered as.
And so, all right, so let's paint the picture of the most positive light that you can possibly paint this season. The fact is you did pick up a game on the Mets. You're 2 games up on the wild card. You picked up a little gain on the guys above you in the wild card. I think they're like two games back of the Padres, 2.5 maybe of the Diamondbacks. So you picked up a little ground in that areas over the weekend. You're 7 games back of the Phillies. We can pretty much say, that's pretty much
and at least
you'd have to sweep them to even make this a conversation this week. And you don't love your odds when you don't have Jorge Soler maybe, and you definitely don't have Austin Riley, and they have Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola.
Chris Sale back,
for
whatever reason.
Yeah, whatever about that. Let's talk about the most positive potential outlook for this team right now, and that's Ozzie Albies is coming back at some point later in the season. You somehow sneak your way into the playoffs, and Austin Riley is there waiting for you to shake his hand and play in October, right? That's the most positive outlook. And if that happens, you're kind of still in the same situation you were. I mean, it's not great. You got to hope that no one else goes down with an injury.
You're just still limping into the playoffs at that point.
But here's the thing. Everybody sucks. And that's the thing that you can look at this season and you look at everybody's roster and you're like, wow, they have a lot of holes. Look at how the Phillies have played in the second half of the season. Nobody in the American League is going to win 100 games. The top winner right now in the league is 95 wins, is on pace for 95 wins. That'd be the lowest, and I can't even remember when.
82.
Yeah, 1982. No team with a run differential over 120 runs right now. The last time it's been below 231.
Hang your hat on that.
Yeah, so I mean, it is going to be a crapshoot.
Everyone sucks.
It's going to be a crapshoot of all crapshoots, and baseball is always a crapshoot, but this is like the ultimate crapshoot. So if somehow Austin Riley can return at like before the season ends, that's basically the only positive outlook. So we just got to pray that it's not something that it's like, all right, he's done for the season, and then both of him and Albies, and you somehow can just win enough games to get in. That's the most positive outlook. With everything that's happened this year with the Atlanta Braves, I don't think we should be positive because it's just been gut punch after gut punch, but that's the most positive outlook.
Yeah, it's like that meme about why won't you just die? God's like, why won't you just die, Braves fans? Like, you keep getting your hopes up. I take one All-Star, another All-Star, an MVP, a Cy Young, and you guys still have hope. And you know what? When you have a team as stacked as the Atlanta Braves did coming into the season, you're always going to have some sort of far-fetched hope, especially with all the success we've had for the past 6 or 7 seasons. So, keep believing, Braves fans. I'm looking forward to football season, but if the Braves get in the dance, I'll be there and I'll have my hopes up again.
Listen,
and it feels like if we got into the postseason, we're playing almost with house money at that point. Like, should we even really be here?
I think that's true. I think that's true. I think that we talked about the postseason, how it favors the wild card because they don't have to take a break. And I'm telling you, listen. And especially if you're looking at the NLDS, which I think is the hardest round of the entire postseason to win because it's only 5 games against one of the better teams in the league, right? You got Chris Sale going out there and you go up 1-0, and especially if you're on the road, that's how you win NLDSs. It's like that first game, especially if you're the road team, is so important. And you got a guy like Chris Sale, and then Max Fried comes in and a potential to go up 2-0. That can win you a series. So it's still like your pitching is so damn good with those 2 guys that who the hell knows? And you love Spencer Schwellenbach. Spencer Schwellenbach is one of the best rookie pitchers I've seen since probably Spencer Strider. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's been able to do. And I feel very confident in him pitching a potential game 3. And you still have Ronaldo Lopez, who's kind of like your versatile piece, however you want to use him. Right? And Charlie Morton pitched really well, but he probably won't pitch that much in the postseason. Hypothetical, right? But I'm just saying, that pitching is still so damn good that it's like, dude, who knows? They don't score a run, you can still win a game.
You are talking some circles around me right now.